Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Don't Let It Stu. I am here with one of my faves, Zack Peter. We have a lot to talk about today. We've been talking already before we even got on here.
What a morning.
Like, let's go. But yeah, so I mean, it's perfect. It starts off like, what do you want to get off your chest? For just a continuation story of the sofa from Joybird. The guy did come. He did take the stains off the sofa that was newly delivered. He was actually shocked by the stains that were on the sofa when he got here. He had to go get his whole big machine and do a whole do-over. But the sofa's looking great. Jill Zarin sent her rug. It's like I have a new apartment. They solved the problem. And last week, I was telling everybody that I went and got a CO2 laser. So I kind of look like a bit Oompa Loompa-ish right now. Is that orange? No, like I look kind of like reddish. Still. Yeah, it hurt, but it was worth it.
That's good. I mean, we'll wait and see until the results are in.
I look really red right now. It wasn't, everybody thought I was going to look like Tamra Judge. I didn't. The difference with Tamra Judge's one was she got the CO2 laser, the same one I got, right? But I think she got like some kind of lift as well, right? She got like a lift or something.
She got an upper facelift. So she had a couple of things done. It wasn't just the laser or just the facial.
So, and I was talking to the manager at the office. I was like, yeah, I'm going to look like Tamra Judge afterwards. He's like, no. She got a chemical peel on top of it. I don't even know how she has a face after that, because to do a chemical peel on top of a CO2, like, Jesus, like you're not really meant to do that, because like the CO2 laser is so intense that like that's really all you need. So that's why she had such a like,
her face was like swollen like a balloon.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's good. I think I got a good result. I got a bit crispy over the weekend and peeling and all that kind of stuff. So I think in probably the next like 2 to 3 weeks, it'll all even out. But it was perfect for Halloween. Nobody noticed.
There we go. What did you dress as?
I went as, I had my Dodger outfit. It was,
you're so fucking boring.
I know, but look, I had my police outfit, but my friend had it and I couldn't get it off him yesterday. So I was like, look, the Dodgers won the World Series. It's kind of fitting. Everybody was like screaming at me last night. It was kind of fun. But see, I have those like really nice tight pants. Well, the whole reason why I have the baseball outfit was because my ex-boyfriend at the time like wanted me to get it because he thought it was kind of sexy. And I was like, okay, like fine. So I spent like $350 on the fucking outfit. So I am going to use it for Halloween.
Okay.
So it's like, what did you do last night? Did you do anything?
No, I stood in. I stood in and I had some wine and I went to bed early.
Like, you look at me with disgust, like, as you say that, you're like, no. I'm like, it's Halloween.
I don't do anything for Halloween. I don't do anything, period. I don't go out. I don't like going out. I have to go out tonight, and it's a rare occurrence that I ever go out.
I know. I wish I could go with you to that thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. It would be kind of fun to see them. Even though I think that Teddy doesn't like me anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't think it would be very good if I did go. But anyway, tell me about what's going on in your morning this morning, because you were texting me a bit.
I mean, well, I was getting DMs about this podcast that was out there where people were talking about me, and I was surprised at the people that were talking about me, because
and this is basically a continuation of what kind of went on last week with Up and Adam and him saying that you're a liar and you caught them out in the lie and all that kind of stuff. If anybody doesn't know, go back and watch Zack Peter. He's fucking no filter on YouTube, and you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's good, but I'm sure you'll talk about it and get it off your chest.
I will. It's just, I don't like if you're going to talk about me, then one, like, I don't know. So I guess what I was texting you. So I've been getting DMs about Sheena's podcast that dropped this morning, which I didn't know was dropping this morning. I didn't realize MJ was going to be on Sheena's show. Like, this was all a shock to me, because I was like, oh, I even slept until like 5:30 this morning, and I was like, oh, I don't have anything to tape this morning. Like, I'll do Stu's podcast later. Like, I was like, today's gonna be an easy day. Like, Adam and I talked, we squashed the beef. Like, we're in a good place right now. Like, where I've, I buried the hatchet. I did not love that a big part of my issues with Up and Adam now appeared to have stemmed from MJ, who was kind of playing both sides and inserted herself into a situation she really didn't need to insert herself into.
Yeah.
Um, and so now now that Adam and I basically figured it out because we were taking shots at each other and going after each other, showing MJ's text messages where she's basically lying to both of us. And we're like, no, MJ's validating me. No, MJ's validating me. And then we're like, holy shit, did we just get
Wait,
played in
she
this?
was she played both of you against each other?
She was playing us, and our drama was playing out online.
Yeah.
And it was all from this, like, incident that happened at the Bourbon
She's
Room
like
a
puppet
year and a
master.
fucking half ago. Yeah, and she's running to him and telling him one thing, and she's telling me a completely different thing. And so to the point where I was like, I think he's faking these text messages. I don't think these text
Yeah.
messages are real. And then we finally come together and realize, oh, we were basically lied to. Like, she was playing both sides of the fence, which was so strange to me because I've always been very nice to her. She
Yeah.
was in my she was in my birthday show at the Bourbon Room last summer. Um, when I think you were there for my Thanksgiving show at the Bourbon
Yeah.
Room. I
Yeah,
had
yeah, it was
Gigi
great.
in the show, and Gigi had smack to say about MJ and Lala. And I immediately reached out to both of them the next morning. I was like, just giving you a heads up. These things were said in my show last night. I want you to know that, like, these things don't reflect how I feel
Yeah.
about you. Like, I did the professional courtesy of reaching out and letting them know before stuff got to them through bloggers or posted online or became a headline or
Right.
anything, which ultimately all of that did happen. But I wanted to make sure they heard it from me directly that what Gigi said on my show is not reflective of how I feel about them. Right. And I spoke to MJ
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone about it. And, like, I was like, I have no issue with you. So the fact that this whole
Do you think
drama.
she really did have an issue, and that's why she kinda went she kind of, like, started, like, spreading lies about you?
No,
Or,
because
like
the lies started in August and the Bourbon Room with Gigi was in November.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So when I
right.
spoke to her on the phone, I didn't even realize she was over here gassing up Adam, saying that, like, I was in the wrong. Like, I thought there was no issue with her, And
Yeah.
even when it came out, I like when the story came out through Dana Wilkie, I had reached out to MJ and I was just like, "Hi, like, is this true? Like, Dana's saying that you gave her this fake story about me," and she's
It
just
is.
like, "No." She's like, "Who's Dana Wilkie?" And so I was like, I believed her until it all came out in the wash, right? A
I
year and
mean,
a half
I would
later.
have believed that message. I mean, like, everybody knows who Dana Wilkie is, and she certainly knows exactly who that woman is. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
So, yeah, but so then today MJ went on Sheena's podcast and I was kind of like a little hurt by Sheena cuz I'm like, "Why didn't you give me a heads up that this was dropping?" Um, it was just like, and they're just like, "Why is this still being dragged out a year and a half later?" I was like, "Yeah, why is this being dragged out a year and a half
Yeah.
later?" A lot of it is stemming from MJ's involvement in it.
Always
And
comes out it always
yeah,
comes
and
down to
then
it.
she was like threatening to sue us on Sheena's podcast and I'm just like,
Oh god.
"Really? Send me a
Bur
cease and desist. It's fine." Like, I don't give a shit about it at this point.
I mean, look, it's you're telling the truth. It's what
I've
happened.
always told the truth, and the
Yeah.
liars were exposed. The real traitor has been exposed,
Oh,
and that's why
that's
the Faithfuls won season 2 and she didn't.
yeah. It probably, there you go. Um, so as I was saying, the Dodgers won the fucking whatever, what's it called? The Super Bowl? No, it's like, what's it? The World Series. So I was out. I went and watched it with my friend Jason. And you know what? I'm gonna start wearing that Dodgers thing more often now. That jersey, because I was there. I ended up getting a date. I got a number the night they won the World Series. I was sat down beside this guy, super cute, from Boston, cool accent. I thought he was from New Jersey. And he says, like, Bostonian Irish. He said, I'm like, you're not Irish. But he's really funny. So we're gonna go on a date next week.
Mhm.
So that's kind of cool.
You're always
You know
going
what?
on dates.
The sports bars are the place. And because a new one opened in West Hollywood called 33 Taps.
Mhm.
And it's like High Tops. I'm
Oh,
gonna call it
really?
the new.
I
Yeah, it's like
have one, like, around the block from me. I've been there.
it's awesome. Like, it's really actually really, really like it,
Yeah.
and it has, like, a High Tops vibe. It's like the new High Tops, and I think, like, the way the bars are going now, nobody wants the clubs. Nobody wants this, like, just music. Like, they want kind of, like, the conversation bars with the TVs in the background, a bit of, like, pop music. Like, that's where I feel like bars are going now,
Yeah.
and this place is packed. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, another date. I mean, it's fucking nothing on that Hinge, I can tell you that.
All you do is go on these dates and it never goes anywhere. I think you're the problem.
No, I'm not. I told you about that guy I really liked, and then he just like vanished. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Case
move
in
on to.
point.
How dare you? Where's your dates? Did you go on any?
I
No.
actually went on a date the other day.
Oh, there you go.
First one in
How-
months.
I waited a long time. Now I'm catching up.
Hmm.
I
Just
mean, I've
get
been
back
on
with your ex at this point.
Call me. Okay, Orange County. So Jen got engaged. It's been really good. The finale was a fucking good episode.
Mhm.
Did you like it?
I didn't. I just realized right now I never finished the last few minutes of it because of the Sheena podcast. I was watching and I was like, wait, how did it end? I didn't watch the last few minutes. I got distracted. I just realized I was so into it this morning.
I got one better for you. I swear to God. I came home last night and I got home at like 10:15. It wasn't too late. I was like, I gotta watch fucking Orange County. Like I have to watch it because I'm not gonna get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and watch it. And then I'm doing this, and then I'm doing another podcast after this. And we're talking about it. I literally watched the whole thing, got up, don't remember a fucking thing. Had to watch it again this morning.
Oh.
And I didn't watch the last few minutes.
Yeah, I
So
don't know how it ends. I didn't see the FBI hat. Like I was ready. I was building up to that. And the next thing you know, my phone blows up and I've been on the phone all day. And it's like, oh, they
okay,
ruined my leisurely OC morning.
we'll try and get through it together. Don't worry, everybody. Okay, so so Jen got engaged. I was so happy for her. Everybody kind of rallied around her. The ring is amazing. Of course, Gina makes a little dig. Like, she's like, why didn't she pay the rent? I was like, get over it. She's not paying the rent. Like, she's out of it. Like, she got the fucking ring. Be happy for her. It was a great episode. I really want to know who's telling the truth with the whole Katie thing and the kids and the Heather thing. You saw that part, right?
Mm-hmm. That was the last part I saw.
That was the last part you said. So I don't think Katie's daughter is lying.
No.
I think it was just a casual conversation. Maybe it wasn't as bad as what it kind of sounded like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, I see it being like it's hurtful for Heather, and I get that. But there's a truth somewhere there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the kids maybe sort of like knew, like when Emily's like, my kids don't even know who Heather is. Like, I don't know. Like, here's the thing: the reality is, you're on a television show. People are going to talk. Like, these women are known. Like, in a normal sense, off of reality TV. Yeah, your 9-year-old boys are not going to have any idea who this random woman is if she's just your random friend, right? But if like, I think it's a little different. I don't think that Gina's daughter has any reason to lie. And I also don't think that it was as big of a deal as it's become on the show.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, maybe like, kids say things and like, they're like, oh, Heather's like mean to like my mom or whatever that. Maybe just like it was like, oh, Heather's kind of strict or whatever, which is fine if you're like a mom that's kind of strict. Maybe like she's not mean, but it comes off that way. Like, I don't know, but I do fucking love how unbothered Katie is.
Yeah.
Like when she was there at the table with the martini, she's like, what are you laughing at? She's like, well, I'm laughing when it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like it just triggered Heather so much. She's like, you're boring. You're like, what? And it's like, oh, when you start calling them names, then like, then she got it. But
Under
like,
your skin.
she totally did get under her skin. So I don't know. Maybe there's some truth there then. I don't know, because of the reaction. I'm dying to see how it plays out in the reunion. And that reunion trailer looks really good as well.
Yeah.
We get on to like Gina and her relationship with her boyfriend. And I kind of like him for it because he kind of called her out. He was like, you run away when the going gets tough instead of actually coming closer and resolving the thing. You're like, move out. And he's like, I still don't agree with what you did. And she's like, I feel really bad about it. It's breaking my own heart. It's exactly like, she thinks she's doing the right thing, but she's actually just breaking her own heart.
Yeah.
Instead of just like working it out with them. Like, come on, the two of them must be able to find a bigger place for the two of them, but they're two of their incomes.
Yeah.
I don't
They can make it work without pushing each other down the stairs.
That's so wait, did she actually push him down the stairs?
I don't think so. I mean, he's kind of a big guy for her to push him down the stairs. Like, I mean, I know no.
It's so funny. Like, I couldn't just imagine her, like
Could you
but maybe
imagine her pushing him down the stairs? Like, that's also so just ridiculous.
I could imagine pushing my boyfriend down the stairs.
Yeah, but
I
you're a
could.
grown man.
That's really funny. But so I'm glad. And then I do like that he said, she's like, okay, well, like, you know, I want to work through it in therapy and stuff. And he's like, great, I'll wait for the call. You go set it up. Like, hold on to bullshit. Like, show me. Show
Mhm.
me you want to work this. So I really liked that kind of like that scene with him. Katie, badass, unbothered. The ugly bridesmaid, I will say, give it to Heather. She had the best dress.
Yeah, that was very
She
tacky.
she did her perfectly, I thought. Um, that party was good. They came in, he had an Amazon suit on, and then it cut over to like a bunch of his friends saying, like, oh, he's my money launderer. Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
hear
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I think he was
You
just
don't
making a joke. I don't think he was that serious about it.
because they're probably all talking about like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
money
the
launderer
joke,
for
that
like
the FBI is investigating them, and they're all with the money, and yeah.
all this shit. Yeah. And so I'm trying to see where I go from here now. But yeah, I mean, I think out of that party, the big takeaway was like, I think Shannon really revealed herself at the did you see that part? Do you
Okay.
get to that part where she they were doing like a group photograph or they're doing a group cheers for Jen. And then just out of it was actually weird. I think the edit was cut really bad on that. It was just out of nowhere. Shannon's like, you know, I want to say something. And like when I'm done now, I'm done. It's not the old Shannon. I'm not gonna like just go away and come back. Like when I'm done, I'm done. And you know, I had wanted to have a great time in London. And then she pointed, I think she was pointing at Tamra, like as in like, you know, 4 times, like you brought up shit or you kind of basically saying like you kind of ruined the trip.
Mm.
Right? And then she just stormed off. And then they're like, and Tamara's like, oh, I didn't even need to say anything. She just like storms off. And then Shannon goes to Katie's husband. I think it's Katie's. Yeah, Katie's husband, and starts venting to him. And then he says, well, you know, maybe you should just walk away. What? Excuse me? Like, then she starts attacking him. And then she's like, I can't believe you right now. And it's like, oh, here it is. Like she's showing herself now. This is what
Mm.
she does. She starts drama from nothing, and nobody saw it because everybody was on her side all fucking season.
Mhm.
And then she blew it for herself, I think, in that last scene of that party. And then she goes over to Katie. She's like, you should like, I can't believe what your husband just said to me. And Katie's like, well, what did he say? The husband was literally sticking up for her and being like, hey, I get your venting, like, but look, if these women are kind of hurting you or whatever, maybe it is time to walk away.
Yeah.
She wanted him to get on board with
To
her and
validate her
like
and gas her up, yeah.
and gas her up. And he was just like, no, like if you want to chat, I'll be a shoulder for you to cry on. I'll talk to you, but
But also,
I'm
she's
not
not even that close to him, like, she's not even, like they're not
so
friends, that's so strange. I didn't watch that part yet,
bro,
but that's so strange.
yeah, it's fucking. I was like, you're I was like, she's starting a whole new fight again. Then John Janssen appears at the party.
Oh, I missed that part, and then she leaves, right?
And she leaves, and then like, I mean, like Emily is just so funny. Like they're climbing over a wall or something to see Johnny J, and then John Jansen to do a confessional again. And I will say, like John does look good in this part because he's just talking. It's like it's a really kind of shame that you know it needs to go down like this with Shannon and this, that, and the other. And like he's very just like normal the way he's talking, and it kind of cuts in perfectly to the way Shannon's behavior was right there. And
Mm.
then it cuts to him being like, see, this is who she is. I'm not lying. And then it kind of validates Tamara and what Tamara was saying too. So it was like she fucked
Uh,
herself, I think. And I like Shannon, you know what I mean? So it was just, but I
yeah.
was like, for the viewers, they're gonna see it and be like, oh,
Wait, so what did you think about the whole, Joel Kim Booster and Love Hotel stuff with Shannon?
wait, tell me what that is. I don't know that.
When he outed her for being, a disaster on set and he posted all the Instagram stuff.
Right. Um it's so funny. I can't really see her being like that, but I could maybe like she just had a bad day and she was just bitchy or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, look, I don't think he made it up. I don't think he made it up at all. but maybe she was having a terrible day or few days or season.
I don't know. I know he's come out and apologized. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm leaning more on Shannon's side. She must have done something that annoyed him, but I just think he was probably on a late night bender and he was being messy and he wants to be a
Mm,
housewife, and so he just ran with whatever crumbs she gave him.
yeah. Oh God. Do I
Do you
know him
know
or not?
him?
I don't know him.
You've never met
No,
him? You've
I've
never
never met
seen
him.
him popping his bussy out in West Hollywood?
I've never seen him actually out and about. I feel like I've seen everybody.
You have. You're
Uh,
always out and about.
it got to be. That's how you meet people. Uh, she's got to turn out. And then towards the end, then Tamara goes over to Jen. And again, with the Tamara, like, I'm sorry, this and the other. And like, Jen's like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, you don't change. You say this, you say that. Like, you talk about my fucking boyfriend, husband to be now, FBI, all this kind of stuff. And oh, no, Gina. Sorry, Gina was saying that it's just narcissistic behavior. Like she
Yeah.
just kind of gaslights and does that thing. She doesn't change because Gina said, like, look, when Shannon apologizes, I feel like Shannon tries to make herself better and she tries to not do it again and so forth. Word like with Tamara, it just goes, it's like a fucking
It goes around and around and around again.
let's get back on the merry-go-round, you know. All right, and that's it. I mean, so yes, in the last few minutes, I do remember from last night now, they all sit around, they're all kind of gloating. The FBI thing comes out with Ryan, but that was shot a while ago. Where do we stand now on that? Is he fine? Are they still together? I
They're
don't even
still
know.
together.
Oh,
My understanding, and I don't think there's been any real update since then. It was Shohana Tani's interpreter that did it
mhm.
or took the fall for it or whatever, but he went down for it. And Ryan is friends with him, and Ryan, I believe, cooperated with the FBI to give information that helped put him away.
So he'll be fine. He won't go to
He's
jail
fine. Well,
then.
yeah, he was an informant. Like, he worked with the FBI. He did his thing. Whether he took a deal to exonerate himself and clear his name, or whether
Yeah.
he really just had no part of it, but at least witnessed some stuff, whatever.
God, man, I don't know how they find these people like on these shows. It is insane with the legal, the courts,
I
like
know.
FBI, like like Jen Shaw, like this, like it's fucking like it's amazing. Like they need an award. Those casting people. I mean, honestly.
They always
Um,
find him.
so that's that. You'll watch the last few minutes after you get off this. And uh, what did you think of the trailer?
The reunion trailer?
Did you see that, or do you need to watch
I
the last?
did see that. It was fine. It looks good. I mean, it looks like it's really gonna get spicy once Alexis comes out.
Yeah. And then I saw Shannon was like, "Yeah, and I won." Remember, she talked like maybe the way they cut that, it made it sound that, but I don't think so. Basically, she didn't. She doesn't have to pay back the loan. The way it was cut
I don't
makes
think
it
that
sound.
that's played out yet. I think that the lawsuit is still ongoing, no?
Yeah, but did you see in the trailer though the
Yeah,
way they cut it? It
yeah.
looked like and I won,
Like,
so
she was
like whatever.
exonerated, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
what she's referring to in that clip, but I feel like I don't know, like, I just Alexis, and then I saw Shannon was saying that, like, she has to, if she comes back next season, she really has to, like, reevaluate, like, who returns, and she's like, "That's not a threat, I just, like, we really have to think about it," and do you really
That's not
think they'll
happening.
bring back Alexis? I think Alexis is done after this season. I don't think they bring her back at all.
I don't know. I
Especially
think she
after she
needs.
went on Instagram and is like, "This is all a lie, and this is all editing, and blah, blah, blah." Like, she made herself look like an idiot with that.
I literally said that to her, like when at the Us Weekly party when I was there with Heather, and I was chatting with her, and like she was like, she was just she was like a bad edit, and it's not the full story. And this, and she's like, I'm going to get on my Instagram, I'm going to do this and the other. And I was like, do not do that.
Yeah.
I said, if you do that, you will not come back for another season. Because the beauty of the show is showing the story of what's presented in front of you.
Yeah.
If you go out of your way to, and then it just makes Bravo look bad, it makes the producers look bad. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like you get on the show, that's how the story plays out. It's not your show, it's Bravo's show, and you chose to go on it.
Yeah.
Like when they say jump, you say how high. Like go with it. And that's it. Like, I've done reality TV before, like years ago and stuff. And, producers come up to you, they're like, hey, we need you to do this. I'm like, great. Where?
Yeah.
Because it's entertainment, it's a storyline.
It's a
It
job.
gets it's a
Yeah.
job. Yeah. It's like, so she did go on and say shit, did she? In the end?
I know she was posting all over Instagram. She's like, "This isn't the full story, and reality is
Oh.
not reality TV." And like, I
So
just,
for that reason, I think that they may not bring her back then if
I
she's
don't
doing
think
that.
they're gonna bring her back, especially after that.
So it's okay. My friend Jason was like, talk to Zach about this today. I cannot get through New York.
Oh
It is
god, it's so bad. It's so
so bad.
bad. It's not good. Nobody's giving a shit. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, the Clueless party," and, "Oh my god, I'm so excited about the." Nobody gives a shit. Like, it's so boring. These women are so not interesting. They all are so curated and are so, like,
Yeah.
overly mindful of how they're gonna come across. They don't wanna
Uh-huh.
show their relationships. They want like, it's just it's dumb. I don't believe
It is.
that the friendships are real.
They're not, and you can't like they have to be real for it to be a show. Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, when you're casting these reality shows, like there has to be some kind of friendship or people. You can't just fucking make it up.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just that, we're too smart now.
Yeah, like Jenna Lyons, get her off my fucking television screen. I'm not interested. She's not interesting. She's not showing us her relationship. Like, she
No.
doesn't show us her business. Like, she's always doing product placement, which Bethany was able to do. But at least with Bethany, we saw Bethany when she couldn't afford her rent, and then we saw her come up. So when she's pimping
Yeah.
out Skinny Girl, you're like, oh, this is a woman. This is a hustler, right? She's a mom
Yeah.
on a mission. She's trying to make it happen for herself. Jenna Lyons, like, you can tell, doesn't really want to be there. Like, she's kind of like into housewives land now this season, but like,
Yeah.
it's fake considering we know she hated it last season. And then Rebecca Minkoff, like, the most interesting thing about her is the Scientology stuff that she doesn't want to touch on. She doesn't want to talk about. Like, it's just, it's
I know.
exhausting.
It is exhausting. And it's like I just feel like the fights are kind of made up. They're
They're
trying.
forcing it because they're trying to make it interesting, and it's not real. The stakes are not real. The drama's
No.
dumb.
And the ratings are going down. I don't think it'll come back for season 3 at this rate.
At this point, they just need to call it a wrap.
Yeah. Bring back the old girls. I
Yeah.
want Jill Zarin back on my screen with Luann, and I want them all.
The thing with them is, like, they were the issues become with Housewives. Like, Housewives started as it was supposed to be this very niche group of women that live on the Upper East Side, that are out of touch with reality, that are fighting about trying to get their kids into private school. Like, it was called Manhattan Moms. It was a very specific type of kooky, out of touch white lady. That was the reality. That's what Housewives of New York was. Is it was this fraction of this higher percent, you know, Upper East Side woman, right?
Yeah.
And then now we're trying so hard to be like, no, we want New York to reflect the every woman, and we want it to be diverse, and we want it to be young, and we want it to be all these things that, like, you're trying too hard to force all of these things together rather than just let it be organic, and that's where a lot of these housewives castings go off. Is it's like when we're trying to force somebody to fit into the formula when that's not what the formula was. Like, now you're just adding unnecessary ingredients to a recipe that was already fine for what it was
Yeah.
you know
It was. I mean, it was. Do you have moving on from that, do you have any, like, oh, no. Any do you know anything about, like, Jersey, if it's coming back? Have you heard anything? I'm too afraid to ask, like, Margaret or, like, Dolores. Like, I don't like I'm just
I know that they've been interviewing a bunch of new women.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
uh,
good. Okay, I hope they bring back a lot of the same. I really do.
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna do what they tried to do with Atlanta, right? Where they got rid of most of the cast. They brought
Yeah.
back 2, right? They brought back Kenya and
Mm,
Drew, and then they brought back Portia. So at least there were 3 people that we were familiar with and that we knew.
got it.
So I think they're gonna do something similar, who they keep and who they let go. I think they're gonna try to cast a real group of women, and then based off of that final group that they pick, they're gonna see who they have a connection with from the original cast and let that dictate who comes back, if any.
Got it.
I hope
Alright.
they don't do the New York reboot model, because it's clearly not
No.
working,
Yeah, I don't
you
want
know?
that. I don't want that either. What do you think of the Beverly Hills trailer?
It was
I think
fine.
it's gonna be good.
It was
It's
fine.
fine.
I wasn't that jazzed by. I mean, I like that Dorit's activated again. I like that
Yes.
Kyle's I saw the premiere.
Oh, you
I
did?
watched the premiere. I mean, I obviously can't talk about it, but it was good.
Oh,
It was a good premiere. It ends on a good note that I'm confident, it's a good first step for the season. Um, I definitely think it solidifies that like Kyle and Erica are by far the queens of Beverly Hills. Um,
amazing. Okay.
just it's shot very beautifully. The way that they're doing it, it does feel a little more luxe than previous
Fresh
seasons.
Lux. Okay. Speaking of Lux and what doesn't have Lux, in my opinion, Salt Lake City. I mean, can we just give these women some money to go on a nicer trip? I mean, they're talking about going to fucking like F1. It's like a bargain basement F1. Like,
Yeah, where did they go recently? Milwaukee? Like, what?
it's like I like they're all like they're all sitting on the bench. So, but like like if for me and my husband's like anniversary, we're gonna go to F1 in like Palm Springs, outside of Palm Springs. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
and not only that, but, like, just even the Milwaukee trip, I'm like, "We went to Milwaukee to, like, go to
I
a
know.
bobblehead museum?" Like, that was the stupidest thing. Like, I mean, I think the ladies are definitely bringing it. I like Lisa Barlow this season. I think
Yeah,
Whitney looks like an idiot, but I feel like every season Whitney just makes herself look like an idiot.
yeah.
Heather physically looks incredible.
She
Um,
really does.
yeah, I mean, listen, do the Ozempic, get the plastic surgery, like, just do it. Like, I know it's vain and it's out of touch, just fucking do it, you'll feel better. Like, Heather's thriving, she feels better about herself, she likes
But
it,
it's
like, good for
crazy.
her. Even Mary approves.
Oh, fucking Mary's so funny. I could just watch her. Like she's just so bringing it this season. I just fucking love her. It's just she's so awkward and she just like says the most awkward things in like tense situations and it just cracks me up.
Yeah.
So funny. Um before we wrap it up, Menendez brothers,
Mhm.
anything, when are they getting out? They're definitely gonna get out.
That has yet to be determined. So my prediction was that they were going to update the sentencing and have them released. But like, so
Yeah.
here's the issue. So we have Gascon, who's the
Yes.
LADA here in Los Angeles. He's the one, and this is what's kind of, in my opinion, a little fucked up because I feel like he did something without doing something because he's up for
To get
election. The
votes.
election is here.
Yeah.
So he wants to like look like he's like doing something, but he really did nothing, and the reality is he can't really do anything because a judge has to make this decision. He is as the DA can make a recommendation, but all he recommended was we allow them to be up for parole. The ruling
Sure.
still stands. They still are in prison for first degree murder, but they can at least now be up for parole, which takes like his hands don't like he doesn't have any say in this. The judge kind of does, but kind of doesn't. Like it puts it up to the committee to review a potential parole for them, which may let them out, may not let them out. So he got to kind of like endorse it while also being kind of like tough on crime while also
Mhm.
not making a decision. So we'll have to see if a judge approves that or if a judge feels there's a bigger decision that should be made rather than just allowing them to be up for parole.
Oh, there we go. I think they'll
So
be
it'll
out.
be it's going to be a long process unless a judge says I want them to be out now,
Yeah.
which is unlikely. It's going to be a
Uh-huh.
process.
I'm gonna do a Heather McDonald and make a prediction. I think they'll be out before Thanksgiving.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay, great.
Absolutely not.
So, that is it, everyone. Zach. Oh, and before we go, tomorrow's the election, so everyone get out and vote. She's gonna win. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, Zach, where can they find you?
All over the internet. Just plain Zack. No Filter with Zack is my podcast. No Filter with Zack Peter. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Listen to it. Get all the reality TV pop culture tea.
And you do it every morning, right? No,
Yes.
4 days a week. Every
Monday
morning,
through
9 a.m.
Thursday, it streams live in the morning and then is available on all podcast platforms. But lately, I've been having to do these Friday emergency episodes because this drama just happened.
Oh yes. Are you gonna do one
I'm
today?
gonna
You
do
gonna
an
do an
emergency Friday. Well, yeah,
Oh, right.
at the time that you're listening to this, my emergency Friday episode will have already dropped.
It's amazing. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon.